Hi! Do you have lots of book pages or vintage books laying around in your library and you're wondering what can I do with all of these book pages and types things? So let's go through what I've made out of my book pages. Okay, the first thing you can make with book pages are just the easy pocket. So I made these beautiful sewing pockets. I loved the fabric that it shows, and then it shows this big stitching. I just love that for a retro journal. And it's just a pocket, kind of like an envelope with the edges rounded, folded up the bottom, and then I put a notch here, and I just kind of distress the edge. And then here is, this is actually a piece of cardboard from the box of the Schmied tags or index cards. So I just put it in there and added a ribbon. So isn't that beautiful to actually put onto a page or just as itself, or you can tip it in your book. So this is something really easy to do. Here's another one. This one I did kind of a fancy wavy cut, and I loved this purple and blue colors on this book page, and it was just really pretty with this hydrangea book page card that I made also from a book page. And I just made it like a little envelope, and you could stick your card in there. And this again can be put into a journal many different ways. You can tip it down, you can tip it this way, you can glue it down, many things. You can glue it down, make a pocket here. So they are really fun to make. I mean, there's lots and lots of videos, but I will share how I did these. I just think they were really cool. So these came out of this book. I love this Reader's Digest. It's the complete guide to needlework. What I like about it is it's landscape. So basically I just took this page and folded it in half to make this nice size wide pocket. So let's do one real quick. This book has lots and lots and lots of pictures and fabric pictures and colors and designs. And look at the stitching. I mean, it is just a plethora of, you know, all sorts of different types. Now I see here some pictures with actual needles, and then you've got your latch hook like rug making. There is just many pictures and lots of different colors. See, look at this one. That's really pretty. Some doily. And I love these pages here because it's basically like a block of fabric, a picture of a fabric, or you know, yarn or needlepoint, or, you know, fabric, whatever. Look at, here's strawberries. So anyways, love this book. I have two of them actually. So let's, I tore out a page. I chose this one actually. I chose this one because it's a design that's like dotted design, and then it has this really cool pink around the edges. And then the back side actually has this. So, but I chose this side. So let's just real quick make one. And they're super easy, and you can doll them up, or you can, I'm a plain person, so I like, you know, just having a plain, you know, plain version. But now you can choose to keep the raw edge if you want. I'm going to make mine basically like this because I do like that raw edge, and I want to keep that raw edge. I mean, they're really simple. You just basically fold it in half, and you can, I like making my fold here at an angle just so it looks kind of neat, like a shopping bag. So So this is my front. So I'm just going to, whoops, this way, cut out and out. You don't have to be exact. I mean, this is all just, it's just, you know, raw and generic and fun, you know. If you put too much guidelines or pressures on yourself, then it's not fun, you know. You just do it how you want to do it. So just unclog my glue here. I haven't used it in a little while. So you're just going to run glue along the edge here to seal that up. And before I do, I want to make sure that I get my notch in there, if you choose to do a notch. So go ahead and glue that down, turn it over, and glue this one and this one down here. I mean, the pockets are really simple, and you can take your sewing machine and sew around the edge if you'd like. You can also do a cheater stitch. The cheater stitch is basically taking, this is a slick writer, this is cinnamon brown, and you basically can go along the edges and do a stitch, which is what I did here to make it look like sewing. So it's like a faux sewing stitch. And again, you can do that. And then you can also go ahead and, you know, do your distressing if you wanted to do that on your edges. I do like it sometimes. Sometimes I like it just left generic. You know, you can do it however you want to do it. Now, actually on these, I did double the pages, so you can do that too. Or, so let me back up. So what I did is basically I chose my page in my book, and then I just took my glue stick and just put glue and then pressed it down, and then I had basically a double thick page. But it all depends on the thickness of your page and what you plan to do with this. So definitely that is just really super easy, and then you can you know, have a spot for your tag. So that's just one way of doing, and like I said, you could round the corners if you want. You know, you can doll these up however you want. You know, you can round them up, you know, if you want a rounded look. These make really nice pockets, and look how pretty that is, just as a design in a book page. So that's one idea. The next idea is, let's see here. So this is sewing book page here. This is out of a different sewing book, this pocket here. So let me grab that book. Okay, so this book page is out of one of these. So this is another sewing book, and it's just a soft cover. And it's got, you know, sewing pictures, designs in it, like this one here. And this is where I got this page. So basically I just, this one I did glue two pages together. So what I did is I took my glue stick and I glued this page together. Then I tore it out of the book. And then basically just all I did was fold the page backwards. Here, let's do a sample one here. So I just glued my pages together. You know, and this is really not, you know, this is really easy to do. No, I mean, none of this is like new or anything like that, but this is just some fun stuff that, you know, I was creating and I thought I would, you know, share with you. Maybe you're a beginner and you're just, you know, thumbing through channels and, you know, trying to look for things, but you can doll these up, make them as elaborate as you want. Okay, so basically how I made this pocket here is, and I did an offset here because I didn't want to punch her head out. So it depends on which you would like. You basically just bring up the bottom, and of course you would have to do this side too because that's what's showing here on there. I'm just real quick doing it. So if you want your pocket to be, you know, really deep, you can, you know, bring it all the way up. Or if you want a shallow pocket, I kind of just go, you know, about right there. And this has got a picture of a sewing machine. And then if you want to do, you know, a thumb on here, you don't have to. And just put the thumb in there before you decide to glue it down or sew it. Now this is a faux stitch, so I glued this and then I used my marker to do a faux stitch. And I did distress this kind of like with a pink distressing on this one. So then you can just glue it shut. And if you like your raw edges, you can. If you don't, you can trim them off. And then now you have a pocket. Like I said, you can doll this up, do some stamping, you can whatever, add ribbon, however you'd like. But that's another way to make book pages. And then I just made this tag, which is with a book page from this here has been fussy cut out. It's just an advertisement out of a book page. And then I just ruffled up some fabric here, sewed across, and this is glued onto cardstock. And so then you have a nice journaling card, and I just thought it was really pretty to go with this. So that, and then you can put this right into a book, you know, if this is your journal. You know, you can put it right into your book page like this, and you'll have 3 pockets. You can have one here, and you can have one here. If you have a big enough book, you can do a side pocket as well. So that is another idea for book page pockets. I mean, really simple, really simple stuff. All right. So for the next one is wrapping paper. So I always do advertisements for wrapping paper and have friends and family send me stuff for recycling, and you know, they're unwanted. It's like, no, don't throw away your gift wrap paper, I will take it. And I did this in another video, but you can make you know, your gift bags with wrapping paper. And see, it doesn't take a very big piece, so basically I can make a really nice pretty bag out of this purple. It's purple and kind of green, and it's okay if it's wrinkled. I love that look. So this one here is a bag. I did double it, so it is double thickness because it was thin wrapping paper, but this makes a beautiful bag to stick into a journal. You can tip it in, glue it down, however you want. And then this here is actually a book page again, and then I put I made just a book page little tiny pocket. This is just some gosh, I can't remember the name of this ribbon. It's your acetate, there we go, acetate ribbon. So I just put a little snippet of that there, and then I made this tag here with just some washi, and then I have a whole stash of these, you know, vintage wrappers from, you know, your Rick Rack and all that stuff. And so I have them, and I thought, oh, well, why not wrap it around and make a really cute tag. And then this is what I call washi ribbon. So I put washi tape on ribbon and made it a really nice, no, this is actually not ribbon. This is the seam binding. So, because I'm like, well, what am I going to do with all the seam binding I have? So this is seam binding, sorry. So I made a washi seam binding. And then I put this little brad on here and made a little pocket. And so then the pocket, the tag goes into the pocket here. And then it's on a bag. So the bags are really easy. It's kind of the same way as we made the pocket. But we can do one if you would like. So let's, let me grab my cutter here. I'm off frame, so I just want to square this bag out because it is kind of folded and torn in different ways. So I kind of want to square it out. Like I said, you can double it to make it thicker, you know, because some wrapping papers are really heavy and thick and you don't need to double it, but other ones are. So I think I will do this height, you know, the same height, so this will work out pretty well. And I am going to glue this together. Just gonna run some stick glue over this. And it's got a really pretty edge, so I'm going to keep that edge. Matter of fact, I just had an idea because I do like this factory edge. I like that. So maybe I'll make the bag this way and then fold it, and then it'll be a smaller bag though. It won't be as wide. So it'll be a little bit narrower bag, but I love this factory cut. So I think I will do that. And so my glue goes down to here, so I'm just going to cut this real quick. Okay. And just a little more right here. All right. And then I need to square up my bag, yeah, on this side here. All right. So, got my bag this way. And I'm just going to fold it in half here so the edge meets. See, and I really like the scalloped edge there. I like that. And if you want a short bag, you just cut it to however, you know, you want it. I'm going to make a little bit longer, narrower bag, and I'm going to use my pinking scissors to just cut the end. And then, where's my other scissors? So, let's just do my angle cut here. Nothing fancy, you don't have to measure. And then just fold it up, and then you'll have that neat looking cut down here. So then you can just unfold it back up, get your glue out, and glue along the edge. Glue here, and then glue here. Really, really simple. And this is fun to make with, you know, just like sitting and watching TV or something, and just, you know, if you have like one of those trays where you can just sit and cut and make a whole bunch of these. So it's really fun to do. So now you have this little bag, and it's just really simple. So again, you know, you can decorate it up and make it elaborate like I did, where I put a book page on the front and then a tag on the front too. So, you know, you can, like I said, do however you'd like, but that's simple. And then this is the book page that I made from the book page that I am working in. So let's go to the next thing. And that is all of these. Okay, so these here, I know they're weird, right? So all it is a tube. Okay, but and here I took a colored one that I was like, what am I going to do with these book pages that aren't like this pretty illustration that everybody likes? Excuse me. So I thought, why not make, you know, this to go into a middle of a journal? So basically all I did, I mean, this is super, super simple, is I just took the book page, folded it in half. I did run a stitch, you know, over it here, put 2 notches on the end. But then what I'm going to do is fold this in half. What we're going to do is fold this in half here, and then this will go in the middle of the book in your signature. So say this was the journal, and this will go in the middle and sew it in, and you'll have 2 pockets in different areas of the book, and then you've got this pretty, you know, plant picture here, and it's not a waste of a book page that you normally kind of maybe wouldn't use. So that's how I made these, and I just kept them like this because I don't want to fold them yet. I don't know the size of the journal I'm going to put them in. But these are really simple, really pretty way to use book pages. And so let's do one of these together, and I just call them, they're just pocket tubes, basically, and then you're going to fold them in half and put them in your journal. Really, really, really simple. Great way to use those. So this is the book that I use. Believe it or not, these beautiful pictures here, all of these beautiful, beautiful images are from this book. You would not think to look for a houseplant book, but this is the book that I use. It has beautiful images. They are aged pages. They're already darkened around the edge. They're thick papers. They're beautiful flowers. Here's tropical. You know, like I said, they have cactus. You know, look at, they're just absolutely beautiful. I have 2 of these books that I've been tearing and using these pages out of. So let's make one of these tubes together. It's really super, super, super simple. And basically, did I glue 2 of these together? Yes, I did. So I wanted, I mean, these pages are pretty thick, but I wanted to do a heavier one. So I like these. This is another one. It's kind of like this one. It's got all sorts of cactuses. Matter of fact, this is the same book page. I'm using the other book. Matter of fact, I probably should grab the book that I'm working out of so I don't use up 2 books. So here we go. So this is the one that I have been stealing from. You can see all the book pages missing. So again, here is like one of those pictures right here in this book that I made from one of these book pages. So let's see, and here's another one. So the front of the book has these big pages. So I was like, what am I going to do with all these, you know, They're not really like photograph, but they're more of a vintage muted. I mean, look at that. Wouldn't that just be beautiful to make into like these pockets and put it into the journal? So the first part of this book is these pages. Then it moves into the illustrations like these here. So let's pick, geez, I can't talk this morning. Let's pick a book page, and look at, they have brown colored ones too. So let's say, I actually like this one better than this one, so I don't want to glue them together because they're opposite pages. So let's tear this out. And like I said, this is a great book if you see it. There's millions of them around. I have 2 of them. And that's how I've used, you know, all of these book pages. Look at these beautiful flowers in here to make all of this, all these beautiful pieces of artwork that I did. So, so take your, like I said, I made these tubes. I made these tubes into by gluing 2 of them together. So basically, I want to use this one, so it has to be this way. And you're not going to see the inside really. So just take your glue stick and just make sure you have the outsides, you know, really good, and then just glue them together. Okay. All right, so now you got a double thickness here. This is what we're making. We're making these here that we can fold in half and put into our journal and put inside the signature and have 2 double pockets with a really pretty picture. Really simple. Like I said, if you want notches, put your notches in. So it's really literally that simple. You just fold it in half, and I have this edge here, and if you, I did not distress it because I'm more of a plain person, but feel free. So if you fold it over, you're going to see this side. So you want to distress this. If you want, you know, to have that color on there, by all means, do it. You know, you just, I'm just showing you how I did mine, but you very well, you know, you do it your way. So I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to just tear this little tiny tab off here so that it doesn't overlap. Okay, so I do, you know, if you want this crinkly, torn look, then, you know, fold it so it shows, okay? And then it's just simple. So do that. Now, before you glue it or sew it like I did here, you aren't going to be able to put this in the hole once you have it, you know, if you only want one side is what I'm trying to say. So if you want a one-sided punch, so like if you want, you know, say if you want this side, this is kind of pretty, it's got the chair and the flowers. This one has a chair and the flowers too. But if you do end up putting it in the book, you're going to see both sides anyways. So if you want to do a double punch, you can, you know, do it this way if you'd like, or you can do what I did and just completely punched it both sides, you know, so it's a pocket on both sides, or I mean a finger on both sides. So you can do however you want. You can do a fancy cut, you can do a curved cut. So matter of fact, just for demonstration purposes, if you wanted to have like an envelope cut, basically just kind of fold this in half, make a little pinch there just so you can see it, and then just do a curved cut. Oops, let's do it this way, because then you just want to make sure this is the middle that you dip down. We're just doing this for demonstration. And then just make your cut so it bottoms out where the fold is, and then just arch it back up to the top. I mean, it's that simple. And see, here's your cut. So you can have a folded cut like that. And again, you can, you know, darken that up so you can see it better. And this one you could have left plain. So there's many ways you can, you know, do these, and then you just glue it shut. Real simple. Let's put my glue on this side because I have the edge. And if you wanted to, like I said, sew it, you can put it through the sewing machine. These are just so cute, so pretty, and definitely a way to use up book pages. So look at that. Isn't that really pretty though? I love the flowers, and it's inside a, you know, like a greenhouse. And then, like I said, you can fold them in half and then put them in your book page. You can also, but it'll be upside down. You could also fold it like this. And you can still see some pretty flowers here. You can fold it like that. Matter of fact, let's do it. We could do it that way. That's totally fine. So I'm going to take my bone folder and crease it here. So then you have yourself kind of like a double pocket. Let's see if I have a card that's narrow enough for this one. So then you actually have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. You have your pocket here. And then also you'd have a pocket in the back. So, you know, there's many ways, but lots of ways to use book pages. And then you can just glue this together here on the sides, and then you would have a double pocket. So we can go ahead and do that now if you want. There we go. So it's basically making a tube, folding it in half, and then you can design it from there. So you can make it like this, or you can make stacked ones, you know, like I said, by folding it at a different angle. So these are all ready to go, and then now you can put these in your book. But I just thought these were super cool. Loved these book pages. So there's that idea. Okay. Next is next is just pockets. So let's go over these pockets. Again, really simple way to use book pages. And you don't have to use flower books. You know, these can be children's book pages from you know, these can be book pages from like Sleeping Beauty. I mean, whatever. You can use whatever you would like. But I am just showing you how I, you know, used my book pages. So you can make pockets. So here, out of a wildlife book, I seen this picture of a turkey, and I'm like, oh, this would be cool in a fall book. So I basically just glued the book page together, folded it over, and then I sewed around the edge. I did a little stamping here with some feathers. And then I took this little tag that I created, I just collaged on it, and it goes in there like that. So that's just another way to make a book page. Again, out of this House Plants book is this book page here. Again, that's all I did. I just cut the book page, and I used actually the antiquing scissors. They are this here. I do love these. These are antique cut. So you can rip with a ripping ruler, you know, a ripping ruler to get the jagged edge. Or, you know, you can use these types of scissors. So all I did, again, like I said, was this is folded. I just took the book page, I folded it in half, and then I folded it again, sewed around the edge, made it really just raw, generic, And then I just stuck a tag in here. And this is just a tag with some little vintage ribbon here I sewed on. And it just makes a really beautiful pocket. I just, you know, put some distressing around the edge, and then I can glue this into a journal and it's a beautiful pocket. Again, here's another one. Here's a guave. Isn't that pretty though? And then I just put some ribbon here on the back. This is that acetate. I folded it over and then I did some stamping there. So I made a nice little book page pocket here. And then I just stuck this tag in here that I made. This is actually like just a collage tag, little folder tag. And I stuck that in there, and it's ready for your journal. Here is one that I made that's wide. So I took the book page just as it is, just like this, and I just folded it in half and made a pocket. So this one here, I just love this flower. It's really pretty. I took my center punch. I have a punch that you can put anywhere on a page. Yeah, I don't have it handy to show you. And then I punched a hole so you could see some acetate through the back of this ribbon here. So the ribbon is glued. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a piece of that ribbon is glued inside. And then I took another piece of acetate, a different color that kind of corresponded with this. Did some stamping on it just to decorate it up a little. I was just playing around, you know. And so now I have a long pocket. And then I just stuck this in here. Now this, again, is the book pages. So this is an advertisement that came, the card. I'll show you. It's one of these. It's just a fold out, like a credit card thing that came in the mail. But what I did is I took book pages. From a vintage book, one of the flower gardening books, and I cut it out and put it on here so that when it opens up, you can see these two people. And then when you turn it over, if it's in your book like this and you're going to open it up or however you're going to use this, and then these two pages meet. So that's another way to use book pages. It was just really, really fun to do. And then so then you can, on the inside, if you want this all journaling space, you would just put plain, you know, your coffee or tea dyed paper, whatever kind of paper you want. It's just I hadn't finished the inside yet. But this made a really nice pocket, envelope, whatever you want to call it, for this here. So there was that. That's another idea for another book page pocket. Now this one came from, well, let me grab that. So this book here is shorthand for college. This book these are great. These are just like super for book pages because it's shorthand and it's really neat. And it just happens to be these are purple colored pages in here. So like some of the writing, some of the shorthand is purple, and then the notations over here are purple. And then see the book, you know, a lot of it's purple. So I loved this book because of the purple in it. So what I did is I just tore out the book page and I made a 1, 2, this is like 4 triple pockets on this. This is like a whole, let me zoom out, sorry, because it's probably kind of too close for you to see the whole thing. So I just basically took the pages, started folding them in half, folding another one in half, left this whole one, and then this is a book page from, you know, just another book, bird book I have, and it had yellow birds. And I just glued it and folded it and glued it. So I have like a pocket here, I have a pocket here, I have a pocket here, and then turned it over, and I had this scrap piece of material that had this cording on it. It's really cool, actually. And it's got this little wire cord, not wire, but thread cording. So it makes a perfect pocket. I did a stamping here. So now I have a pocket here, you know, for a card. Another pocket back here where I just put a book page. And then you have this page back here, and of course, you know, well, this side has that, so you couldn't put that in there. But so I will probably do this as like a tip in a book, so it's like 2 pages. But that is another idea for book pages. So they are just so much fun, and they're really, really simple. I did all these basically like just watching TV, and of course my sewing, I brought them in and did my stitching, but they're just so much fun. All right, let me grab a drink of coffee. All right, now for the last ones, I mean, there are multiple videos on how to make these pockets. So these are the ones that I created, and they, again, were so much fun. And these are all made, sorry, I moved my platform here. These book pages, these items here are all made, again, from this houseplant book. I mean, I still can't get over that it's a houseplant book, but I love, love, love the pictures. So, oh, look at, you can see here where I punched out this flower, which is one of these here that I used. So, so let's go through these. These are little envelopes that I made with little tie. They're really simple and really, really, really simple. These were fun. They were just real fun to make. I made all these, you know, like, I don't know, on a weekend day. But so they're basically just I'm not gonna make a whole one while I'm sitting here, but let me just take a book page that I don't care about too much. I don't want to pick a page that has something really nice on it, because I just want to show you for demonstration. So here we go. So this basically, I did glue 2 together, you know, to make your book page heavy. Or actually, no, this one I did not. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. Yep. So I glued 2 pages together just to make them thick. If your book page is already thick, you don't need to. So it's just basically folded in half, like this, is all it is. It's folded in half. Well, actually, sorry, not all the way. My mistake. So fold it so a quarter of it is showing at the top. So it's like that. You fold it like that, and then you trim. You just trim your edges however you want. I'm just showing you randomly. And then you fold it over here to make your envelope. Now, if you don't want this rim up to here, then you make your envelope a little bit longer, like this, so that when your flap comes over, you have a little bit of an edge. Mine comes down and meets like that. That's just how I like it. Here's a square one where I just folded it completely over as a square. So, I mean, they're really easy. You can design them however you want, your envelope, but that's all that is. And then this here is just a circle punched, you know, a pretty one. I did it, I think I glued like 3 of them together to make it really sturdy. This is just a brad. I poked a hole in the middle and put it through to the back, and then I glued or tied my string onto it. And so then when you open it up, you see the flowers here, or image, whatever you want. And then you see your nice, this is a fern one. Did some stamping here. I sewed all the way around it. And then you just add your string. This is just a couple little beads here on the bottom of this one. And then you just measure how many times you want to go around. And it's, you know, it's just that simple. It's really not hard. And they're so much fun to make. So I made that one. And then this one I did a little bit different. This one I did one of those keychain. So it looks like the picture is under the metal, but it's really not. I just cut it really good. And I glued the flower on there, and I glued a flower on the back. And then I just attached it to the string, and then just undo it. Again, same thing. This is a flower I cut out of that book. And then this is a bigger brad. It almost looks like it's the middle of the flower. Here's some of that acetate ribbon that I put across the front. I just thought it added a little touch. I did sew all the way around. I left my edges really raw just as I tore it out of the book. And then this one is double. You can see here that it's double pages. I glued 2 of them together, so when you open it up, you see this. And then you have the inside pocket here. On the back is this. So it's really, really, really cute. I just love these. So there's that one. This one here, I did a paperclip closure on this one. So there's different closures on all of these. You know, this one was it's a tag. You know, this one is got the little beads on it. Excuse me. This one I did a little paper clip. And it's basically just punched out, put a paper clip in it in between and glued it. So then it's just like that. It's just really simple, actually, and put it on there. So this book page, same thing, folded. I just used my antique scissors to go around. I stitched it. I put this acetate ribbon on here just because there's gold colored needles here. And then now I have a pocket. Now here's another one of those credit card foldouts that I get in the mail. Again, I put book pages on here. These are actual picture ones, but they're from a vintage book. Actually, it goes like this. So then you open it up. Here's some more beautiful flowers in here. And I just really randomly tore it out and stuck them on here. Again, I haven't done the inside, but this is what it looks like. And it just really makes a really cute fold out. And then I put that in the pocket. So another way to use those book pages up. And then on the back is that one. And so this is the paper clip. Okay. This one I did a tag closure on this one. And I did a double tie so that it's, you know, so that you undo it like this. Sorry, get it in the frame here. So this one I did double. And then I just did this little tag. So this little tag is just a book page. And then just another flower on there. So there's that one. This one again I sewed all the way around. Now this one, if you can see, let me see if I have just a white piece of paper here so I can show you. So this one here, if you can see, I did one of those curved envelope on this one. So it's curved because I wanted to be able to see more of this beautiful plant here. So then here's all these flowers. So this is a nice pocket. And then again, it's glued together. These 2 pages are glued together. And then, you know, and then you can just do the figure 8 on this one. It's just so cute. And then the little tag on that one. This one now is a different closure. So this one here, I did the brad and the little cutout die cut here and used it as, you know, to fold it. See, like that. So on this one, again, it's some more acetate here at the top. I did some stamping. And then this one is a fold down. So then I can put some plain paper in here. I can glue on some tea dyed or coffee dyed paper so you got a place to write, or it could just be a tuck spot, you know, to store some pictures or whatever. And then so this just holds it like that. So that's just another way to use a book page. So I did all of these. These were so much fun to make. So much fun to make. And it was just super. I loved it. It was so much fun. So anyways, so I just thought I would come on and show you how I use all of my book pages many different ways. I also, so these are just some tags that I cut out. And again, here is another way I use those book pages is I did a punch and I doubled it up and I used it here, and then I can put some ribbon on it. So I use it as kind of like, well, what you would do with right here. So like a reinforcement label. I basically just made a big huge decorative reinforcement label is what I did. I used that book page for. So that's another way to use them as well. So I just thought I would pop on the camera and show you all of the different ways how to use up all your pages and all these books that you have sitting around like I do. And they are just so much fun, and a way to decorate your journal and use up book pages. So I just thought I would do that, and I hope everyone enjoyed the video and it gave you some inspiration, and we will see you in the next video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.